I remember getting like a breather in between filming scenes, and you guys pulled us through to show the fight scene, and I was just like, fuck. I was like, we're only going to get like 2, 3 hours to shoot this. So I was extremely worried when I saw that fight scene. I was just like, there's no way we're going to get through this. But luckily, you guys were really well rehearsed. And that was something that kind of followed throughout the whole movie that I only appreciate now watching it back. Is you guys really were on the ball with all of the fights, all of the acting as well, actually, lines. Like, we could have spanned any scene in a different order and you guys would have been able to do it. So how much did you work with Chris, and was he pretty cool just to adapt to what your strengths were in the fights?
Yeah, so essentially we all turned up like a week before we were planning on starting shooting, and we started rehearsing, and Chris had the bare bones of what he wanted. Like, he came in and was like, this is what I want to do. Let's run it through. Your ideas are welcome. Show me what you can do. I'll work with you. We'll make it your own. And I come from a martial arts background. I've got a lot of fight experience, and specifically, I'm have a lot of experience with parkour and acrobatics. So I really just wanted to put in a couple of ridiculous moves in there for myself, which worked a bit for the character and gives you something else to play with in the film. But we were, all of us, working on those fight scenes most days when we had the time off. After shoots, coming back, being like, all right, we've got, 2 hours before we're having dinner. Let's try and go through this again. Let's go through a couple of the ideas. Let's run it. Make sure we're practiced with the types of falls that we're going to do, and especially on our days off. Days off weren't really days off in that.
See, I never knew that exactly. I knew you guys were training, but like according to like Marta and Hannah, it was pretty full on in your spare time, like making sure this was all going to work, which I appreciate now. But at the time, I'm obviously like, where are they? It's time, time to film the fight.
Yeah, no, we were doing quite a lot behind the scenes, because like, as much as it's really useful having Chris there, there's only so much that you can just trust the fight coordinator to just make it look good on the day. If you don't put in the work beforehand, it's gonna look stuttered. It's gonna look a little slow. The more you practice, the smoother it gets, the quicker it's gonna feel, the more dynamic you can make it, and the less you have to save it in the editing suite afterwards.